Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge Career Mode. My name is Mephisto, and today we're heading off to the United States for round 16 of the 2002 Formula 1 season. Let's get started.
Located in Indiana, the awesome Indianapolis circuit combines the start-finish straight from the infamous 2.5-mile oval with an incredible selection of slow, medium, and fast-sweeping corners custom-built for Formula One.
And here we are in qualifying. My pace through here isn't good at all. With that, we crossed the line in 1:18.021. Later on, I went out for a second attempt, and my pace hasn't improved by much. We crossed the line in 1:17.924. That is my fastest lap of the session, and unfortunately that puts us way down the field.
Hello there. Welcome to the United States of America for round 16 of the 2002 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Schumacher consistently outpaced his championship rival, the Renault driver. Juan Pablo Montoya, second. Kimi Raikkonen, third. Coulthard, fourth. Ralf Schumacher, fifth. Jenson Button was consistently faster than his teammate. He starts sixth. Rubens Barrichello, seventh. Nick Heidfeld, eighth. Mark Webber, ninth. Fisichella, 10th. Irvine, 11th. Jack Villeneuve, 12th. Heinz-Harald Frentzen, 13th. Massa, 14th. Mika Salo, 15th. Takuma Sato, 16th. Olivier Panis, 17th. De La Rosa, 18th. The Renault driver, 19th. Enrique Bernaldi, 20th. McNeish, 21st. Jung, 22nd.
Here we are on the grid. We're starting from 19th. Not a good day for us. Michael Schumacher is in pole, Montoya is second, and Button is in 6th. Lights are out and we're off to a slow start, and I nearly end up crashing into the arrows of Frentzen. I should have paid a bit more attention. So we are now down in 20th, and considering that the arrows are no longer a team, we can say that I'm pretty much in last place. However, I quickly catch up to the rest of the pack and pass Jung and McNish. Next is the BAR of Olivier Panis. Whatever happens this race, it is imperative that we score some points. We need to stay focused and try to gain as much ground as possible early on in the race. As we now take another look at the start, we see both arrows stopped on the grid. Of course, in real life they didn't race. In fact, I don't think they were a team anymore by this point. Anyway, we caught up to the back of the field, even gained 2 positions, so that is good. So we're now having a look at Olivier Panis. However, I didn't feel I could make a move there, so I backed out. But I still trying to find a way around through these slow corners. I really hate the infield on this track. It's so damn slow. But we are now leaving the infield and rejoining with the famous oval. Let's see if we can get a decent run on Olivier Panis through here, as we come around to finish lap 1 of the 2002 United States Grand Prix. We are slowly closing in. There are yellow flags, Panis slows down. De La Rosa is also slow, and now I have Irvine in my sights and pass him as well. From a technical standpoint, I should have not overtaken since we were under yellow flag conditions. On the other hand, I just couldn't simply pass up an opportunity such as that. Regardless, we are now in 15th, I believe, and we have Salo in front of us. Let's try and catch up. Towards the end of lap 2, I caught up to Mika Salo, and I make a move on the inside, and that was a bit scary. The slightest touch there and we both could have ended up in the barriers. But now I'm catching up to Mark Webber and I pass him. So we're now in 13th. Next, we have Felipe Massa in the Sauber. Let's keep pushing. One lap later, I finally have an opportunity to overtake Massa, However, I brake a bit too much into turn 1, allowing Massa to take his position back. As we reach the back straight, I get another opportunity to overtake, and this time I made sure to make it permanent. And why is there a McLaren so far down the field? Granted, they weren't as good as in previous years, but still. Towards the end of the lap, I caught up with the Jordan of Takuma Sato. I tried to make a move, but he dangerously tried to block me, so I had no choice but to back out. However, as we reached the straight, I got through. Later on, as we were coming through this left-hander, we got a yellow flag, and what is this? I can see a Ferrari further down the order than it should be, and it looks like it's Michael Schumacher who was leading the race up to this point. What has happened up in front? Here's a replay. We have the Schumacher brothers battling it out for first place. Michael Schumacher is in first at the moment, with his brother close by in second. They come into this left-hander. Ralf Schumacher clips the rear of his brother's Ferrari, spinning it around, so that's why Michael Schumacher was so far down. Well, I know who's going to skip their next family reunion, and I'm pretty sure that Michael Schumacher will have some pretty harsh words for his brother after the race. Well, I guess Ralf Schumacher was just doing what he does best, and that is drive recklessly. But we are now having a go at Kimi Raikkonen. He tries to block us and we're through, and up in 10th. On the next lap, I had a go at Michael Schumacher and I almost pulled that one off. Were it not for the fact that I started braking too late. But I have another go on the inside, nearly make contact with Villeneuve. Schumacher pulls out in front again. As we were coming around to finish the lap, I get a good run on Michael Schumacher, so we are now in 9th, I believe. We passed Villeneuve as well, and Fisichella too. Don't know why, but the AI is kind of slow on the straight. Later on, as we were coming into this left-hander, I got passed by both Fisichella and Villeneuve. However, I made sure that Schumacher couldn't do the same. And now it was time for a counter-attack, as I have a decent exit out of that right-hander, and I fly right past Villeneuve's VAR. So I'm now back in 8th. Let's try to take back 7th as well. And I nearly rear-ended Fisichella there. That was a bit careless of me. As we were coming around to finish whatever lap this is, I finally got around to pass Fisichella, and we are now just one spot below the point. Fisichella got back in front of me, and we now have waved yellows through here. It seems that there's been an accident between Raikkonen and Webber. We will have a look shortly, but first let's see if we can regain 7th again. And it sounds like Raikkonen is out of the US Grand Prix. So here's the replay. Kimi Raikkonen is right behind Villeneuve. Behind Raikkonen is Sato. Raikkonen makes a move on Villeneuve through this left-hander. He gets through, then they come into the right-hander. Villeneuve clips the rear of the McLaren, spins it around, and then Mark Webber comes along and drives straight into Raikkonen's car, pushes him out of the way, after which Raikkonen decides to drive straight into the wall, and there's his front left wheel flying through the air. Well, that was quite something, as Fisichella passes me once again, and now Schumacher does the same, so I need to find my way around them again. We are coming around to finish whatever lap this is. I get a good run on Michael Schumacher next to Fisichella, make use of his slipstream, it pulls us alongside him, and we're through. And it seems like we're in 6th now, which is absolutely brilliant. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. Now let's see if we can improve on this. On lap 12 I believe this is, I had to come in for fuel and tires. And I almost forgot that the pit lane speed limit here is much higher than anywhere else. Not entirely sure why that is. I wonder, was it like this in real life as well? I can't really remember, to be perfectly honest. Regardless, the car is now off the jacks. We are waiting for the lollipop man, and we're off once again, and that was a very slow 12-second pit stop. Don't know what happened there, but Mika Salo just passed us, and Eddie Irvine is about to overtake us as well. And there goes our former teammate. Now let's see if we can get back into the points. A couple of corners later I was informed that Jung was in trouble. Meanwhile we were now on top of Eddie Irvine. Hopefully we can pass him soon. I have a look on the outside, but that doesn't work. And up ahead is Jung's Minardi. Oh, and Eddie Irvine makes a very aggressive move there. We actually made contact. Luckily my suspension is still intact, but Mark Webber's is not. So first off we have Alex Jung. He's coming around this left-hander, about to be lapped by Jacques Villeneuve. Jung pulls to the side to let the faster car through, and then his car starts to let out smoke. So that is it for the Malaysian driver. And now we have his teammate Mark Webber, who apparently has some problems with his suspension. He exits that right-hander, and around halfway through the straight, he stops his car and his race is over. So both Minardis are now out of the US Grand Prix, and I am trying to catch up to Ralf Schumacher, who is around 7 seconds ahead. Can we do it? I really hope so. Ralf Schumacher has peeled off into the pits, and I am now challenging Barrichello for 4th. We make it through, and we're now just one spot below a podium finish. Let's see if we can pull that one off. We are now 2 laps away from the checkered flag, and I've caught up to teammate Button, who is in 3rd at the moment, and I will attempt to pass. Use a bit of his slipstream to give me a boost, and we're through. So we're in 3rd, Button's in 4th, and if we can both finish in the points, that would be amazing. And that would also please Flavio Briatore, I'm sure. And now here we are coming through this high-speed right-hander for one last time in 2002. Coulthard wins, Montoya is 2nd, we are 3rd, Button is 4th, and most importantly, Michael Schumacher finishes 5th, which means that we take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. That's quite amazing, but there's no time to celebrate really, since the championship is far from decided. It will all come down to the Japanese Grand Prix in just a few days. It can still go either way. The pressure is on, so we really need to make sure we have a good race at Suzuka. I'm starting to feel really nervous now. Just one small mistake and we can lose the entire championship. Anyway, let's have a look at the standings.
Well, that's the end of another great United States Grand Prix. Here are the final results. Coulthard, 1st. Montoya, 2nd. The Renault driver, 3rd. Button, 4th. Schumacher, 5th. Rubens Barrichello, 6th. With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. The Renault driver moves further ahead in the Drivers' Championship.
We take the lead of the Drivers' Championship with 84 points. Michael Schumacher is 2nd with 82 points. In 3rd we have Montoya with 67 points. Coulthard is 4th with 57 points. Raikkonen is 5th with 37 points. In 6th we have Heidfeld with 21 points. Ralf Schumacher is 7th with 18 points. Button is 8th with 17 points. 9th is held by Barrichello with 8 points. Fisichella 10th with 7 points. Irvine is 11th with 5 points. De La Rosa 12th with 4 points. Frentzen and Salo share 13th with 3 points. And Villeneuve shares 14th with Young with 1 point.
Renault maintain their lead of the Constructors' Championship. McLaren are 2nd, whilst 3rd place is held by Ferrari.
Our team continues to lead the Constructors' Championship with 101 points. McLaren move up into 2nd with 94 points. Ferrari drop down to 3rd with 90 points. Williams are 4th with 85 points. In 5th we have Sauber with 12 points. Jaguar are 6th with 9 points. 7th are Jordan with 7 points. Arrows and Toyota share 8th with 3 points. And BAR share 9th with Minardi with 1 point. Well, that was an interesting race to say the least, especially after Michael Schumacher had that little tangle with his brother. More importantly though, Button finally managed to score some points after an absolutely horrible mid-season. I was really pleased to see that. But it will all come down to the final race of the season, where not only the Drivers' Championship will be decided, but also the Constructors' Championship. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to visit the link in the description box below to vote for next season's team. And as always, stay sharp.